Good evening, children. How are you all? I hope everyone are doing fine. Let us continue with the chapter Heredity and Evolution. So, we already completed the topic heredity. That means we studied about inheritance and inherited traits, and also we studied monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross and Mendel's experiments and his observations, right? So, today we will be starting with the new topic, that is evolution. Okay, so you have already learned a basic concept about evolution, and here in a small video clip, you can see how man is evolved. Okay, within few seconds, you can just see. So, what is a gradual change in phases that you can notice, right? And you can guess how human has evolved. See, the jaws is getting changed, eye shape, nose structure, and the forehead, isn't it? So, this is a glimpse to show that how man evolved. So, we shall see what is evolution and an illustration about evolution. So, let's begin. So, children, what does the term evolution means? The term evolution has been derived from the Latin word that is evolvere, that means unroll. Okay, so evolution can be defined as a sequence of gradual development. So it is not that immediately there is a change in development. It is gradual, stage by stage. Just now you saw one video clip, right? So gradually the phase changes. And here also you can see how gradually the man is getting changed, man is getting evolved, right? It is a development, gradual development of complex form of life from simple form of life, from simple form of life. So it is getting complex form. Okay, so over the course of geological time, that is the descent with modification. So there is few modification in human body or any organism. Okay, in case, so evolution is related to every living organism which has been evolved from simple form to complex form. Okay, so over a period of time. So this is said to be evolution. Coming to two types of evolution, that is chemical evolution and organic evolution. So here chemical evolution, they are not given brief in your syllabus, but chemical evolution, so when we have learned how life begin on earth, right? So it can also be done through chemical experiments. Okay, so this you will be studying in your PUC. Okay, so you have an experiment called Miller's experiment, so there you will be studying. So organic evolution, what is organic evolution? Just now you saw a video clip where man has been evolved, right? It is organic evolution. So just you know what are the two types, that is chemical evolution and organic evolution. So let us understand what is chemical evolution and organic evolution based on few features. Okay, so here you can see features. So coming to definition of chemical evolution, it is the formation of complex organic compounds from simple compound or element. Okay, so how the formation of life occurs. So it is a formation of complex organic compounds. So complex organic compounds is going to be formed from simple compound or an element. What about organic evolution? It is the formation of complex form of life from simple form of life. So complex form of life has been forming only through a simple form of life. That's all. Here, what is the time of occurrence? So it is chemical evolution, it is occurred at the time of origin of life. Okay, organic evolution, it is still occurring, there is no end for it, it is still occurring. And reversibility feature, in case of chemical evolution, it is irreversible, it can't be reversed. Okay, in case of organic evolution, it can be reversible. Speed of evolution, so chemical evolution is very fast since it has been conducted experimentally, it is fast process. Wherein organic, it takes lot of time for a gradual change, it is a slow process. Okay, and index was given by chemical evolution was given by AI Oparin, and organic evolution was given by Charles Robert Darwin. Okay, so now we are going to study about an illustration. Coming to an illustration, this is very important, children. So we have here in a picture about a group of 12 red beetles. Okay, so they live, so let us assume, in some bushes with green leaves. Okay, so their population will grow by sexual reproduction. Whenever they undergo sexual reproduction, you have already learned there are two kinds of reproduction. One is sexual reproduction and another one is asexual reproduction. So what happens in sexual reproduction? You see variation in progeny. Where in case of asexual reproduction, if in case in F1 generation, if there is a variation, that variation will be continued throughout the progeny, okay, throughout the generation to generation. But it is not in case of sexual reproduction. So you see various variations in case of progeny. Okay, so these beetles, they undergo sexual reproduction and therefore they can generate variations. Okay, let us just imagine. Okay, also that crows eat these beetles, so crow is going to eat this beetle. So you can see crow images here, and the more beetles the crow hit, the fewer beetles are available to reproduce. So children, here you can see in the first line where the crow is present in first case. So in first case, what happens, there is a variation arises during reproduction when these 12 beetles undergo reproduction. So only one variation, you can see green beetles, only one green beetle is obtained. Now there is a huge bushes. I said the beetles are present on the bushes. If bushes are green and beetles are red, which is visible? Obviously red beetles are visible to crow. Since green beetle, only one green beetle is there and it is on the bush, so it is camouflaging, right? So green and green, the crows can't identify the green beetles. So what this crow gonna do? They go and feed on the red beetles. Now tell me, if crow feeds on this red beetles, the population of red beetles decreases, wherein the progeny of green beetle increases, right? This means red color beetles, they couldn't survive, but here the green beetles have a advantage, survival advantage, to survive in the nature, and they are adapting a natural selection process, right? That means they are gradually adjusted to the nature. Okay, that is natural selection, we call it as. Okay, this what happens in the first case, only green beetles will survive. Okay, so in second case, what happens? So in second case, what happens is, so during a reproduction, only one variation we could see, that is blue color beetle has occurred. Among 12, one would be a blue color beetle. Now either blue color can't camouflage with green bushes or red color can't, so both are visible, right? So in second case, what happens? There comes a elephant walking on the bushes. Okay, so unfortunately an elephant stamped on a bush where exactly the red beetles got died. So now there is no existence of red beetles, only blue beetles could survive. Isn't it? So red beetles ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಜನಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬ್ಲೂ ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ಲೂ ಬೀಟಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಫರ್ದರ್ ಅವೇ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದೇ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ದೇರ್ ಪ್ರೋಜನಿ, ದೇ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. Okay, so this year you can see blue beetles have a survival, right? So this is nothing but a genetic drift. Okay, we call it as genetic drift. So here in third case, what happens? So in the third case, as the beetle population begin to expand, so here it is been expanding, only red beetles you can see, but the condition is the bushes start suffering from plant diseases. ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಅಕರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so they start suffering with the plant disease. The amount of leaf material for the beetles is reduced. So if the plant is suffering with disease, then the food availability will be less for the beetles. Food ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, obviously it won't have a rich nourished food. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it becomes very weak in health. These beetles, they become very weak. So the average weight of adult beetles decreases. weight ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಫುಡ್ ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ನಾವು ಸಣ್ಣ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೇಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬುಷಸ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಬೀಟಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸರಿಗೆ ಫುಡ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಫ್ಯೂ ಬೀಟಲ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಚ್ scarcity, the plant disease is eliminated. So there is a lot of leaf food. So at this time, so what happens, they are expecting more beetles getting enough food to eat. Okay, so ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಫ್ಯೂ beetle generation of such scarcity, the plant disease is eliminated. Okay, so if they don't feed on that plant, what happens, the plant disease vanishes off. Okay, and later this progeny continues and further they give rise to, that means here plant disease is not at all related to a genetic variation. Okay, but still they have a same inheritance and same characters. Okay, so this is about evolution and its illustrations. In next class we shall study about acquired and inherited traits, and we shall know what is the difference. Okay, so children, I hope you understood the concept evolution. It is very easy. So you should know what is natural selection, and you should know what is survival. Okay, and yeah, that's what. So this illustration is very important. You should know the variation in population, that is inherited and otherwise what happens. Fine. So no worksheet will be sent. Do complete your classwork. There is a lot of thing to complete. And see you all children. Have a good day.